My name is Yusra.
And I'm Gilbert.
And today we have... Oh, we're ready? Okay. Welcome to Eat and Talk. My name is Yusra.
And I'm Gilbert.
Thank you guys. And today we have two lovely individuals who are going to change our lives because Lord knows I need to get my life together. So please introduce yourselves.
I am Godfrey.
I am Neo.
Neo. Thank you guys so much for coming today. And so Godfrey, what do you do?
I do meal prepping
Okay.
as a side business. Nehemiah.
I'm a personal trainer and nutrition coach. I do virtual, online, and in-person services.
Teamwork.
Wow.
Teamwork.
That is awesome.
Oh, that's teamwork.
So how do you guys come hand in hand? How do you guys know each other?
We go as far back as college. So we were
Freshman year of college.
Yep,
yeah.
freshman college. We've been roommates ever since, and after that, we've stayed in touch and seen each other grow over time.
Yeah.
So that's how I've known him through.
For sure. This is a guy. He's basically my brother.
100%, fully.
So-
That's how we succeed.
Yeah.
For
That's
sure,
how
for
you
sure.
succeed.
What college did you guys go to?
UMD.
Yup, University of Minnesota
Yeah.
Duluth.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Survived the
We gotta
tundra.
stick together up there.
100%.
True, you know, it's
Definitely do.
right,
Definitely do.
right, exactly.
That's awesome.
Exactly.
I love to hear it. So Godfrey, so you have a Godfrey Meals business, Godfrey Meals LLC. Tell us a little bit about that. What is it?
It's I guess I gotta get closer to
You
here.
can move.
I gotta get
Move the
closer.
mic, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a meal prepping business, which kind of just started I think 2 years ago.
Okay.
But before that, there's like a whole story behind that. So my roommate, my ex-roommate from college, Nehemiah, like he's been into fitness since before college.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much,
since
you
I
know.
was a kid, basically.
So living with him, kind of like it taught me so much about just cooking, fitness, working out, and how they go hand in hand. So my inspiration for cooking kind of just came from like basically like him. That's why I kind of wanted to bring him here for you guys to know, you know how.
Thank you for doing that.
you know,
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I didn't get here by myself. It was a lot of people that, you know, inspired me to get to where I'm at. And over time, I had another friend named Hamza, and he always tell me like, hey, you have to find a way to capitalize off it. Like this business is like it's needed and
Yeah.
it has value,
Especially in our community too.
you know. And I didn't really believe in it because you know it takes people from the outside to tell you, hey, like this could go somewhere. At times you don't really fully see the bigger picture because you're just
Right.
in it doing it. So over time with convincing from him, and it's like, you know, I'm just gonna just take the leap and then make the jump, and it just kind of just took off from there, and we're slowly still building day by day, you know. So that's kind of how it started.
Wow, that's amazing. And so you mentioned how it took for others to believe in you, for you to believe in yourself to
Definitely.
get this started.
Definitely.
What did you feel like was an obstacle for you through this whole process?
Just believing in myself, because for the most part, it's like when you go to college, as we did, it's like you graduate with a degree and then you get a job. You know, it's not like you think about graduating and starting something for yourself. You know, I didn't see that in him, and I'm sure he didn't see that in him. You know what I mean? It's more so like we just graduate and then find a job, you know, and start working. But basically just that. So like believing in myself, I didn't really see that until later on. Then after that, it just kind of like, you know, it's like, okay, this is what you want to do, so just stick to it, be as focused as you can, and just, you know, just day by day, just build on it.
That's awesome.
I like the fact that you guys team up and you guys like stay connected.
For
Now
sure.
you guys are both working together. That's amazing. You know,
Yeah.
it's-
You want to touch up on like how important maybe
Yeah.
partnership is, and why you think it's nice having a mentee, a mentor who's also a peer.
For sure. Yeah, I would say partnership is really important because there's only so much you can do by yourself, and we're all unique. We all have our unique, you know, experience, education, and we can do a lot with that, but that's limited. And, you know, because everybody has their unique skill set, you know, what Godfrey's good at, I may not be good at, or what I'm good at, Godfrey may not be good at. So I can take care of that for him, and he can take care of that for me. And,
100%.
you know, the whole is greater than the sum of its parts, and we're going to have more success. That way, that's why
Very true.
partnership is
So you're a personal trainer.
Yep,
and
personal
he's
trainer,
a
nutrition coach,
So
yeah.
what obstacles did you go through becoming a personal trainer?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I would say Obstacles, self-doubt has been an obstacle for me. Like, health and fitness has always been something I've been passionate about, and like it's something I've always applied myself at. So I see that, you know, work leads to success, right? So I didn't necessarily see an obstacle in getting into the career, except for my own self. Like, my mind has been the only limit. So like, if I go through a period of self-doubt, like, you know, accountability from another person may help, or like somebody else to inspire more of that vision.
Did you go to school for health?
So I actually went to school for biology and Spanish, double major.
Same major.
Yep.
So we took classes together.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Biology and Spanish?
No,
he
he
did
was
biology
Spanish.
and psych. I
Yep,
did biology and
biology and
Spanish,
psych.
so
Yeah.
I'm fluent in Spanish.
Okay.
Yep.
Off topic, what's your nationalities? Where are you guys from?
We're both Ghanaian.
Both from Ghana.
Yeah.
Only makes sense, right?
Right. Ghana gang. You already know.
The interesting thing now is you're not even. Are you using your degree?
Which
So I use my Spanish degree. I'm fluent in Spanish,
Okay.
you know, so I have Spanish speaking clients. So, and then biology, like, just the education I got from understanding the human body and life and how organisms function is a part of health and fitness.
That comes into play too. You know,
Yeah.
with everything, you know,
Right.
from learning that. So it wasn't like it was a waste just getting about it. You still apply it to your daily life every day.
Yeah.
You know.
So you guys are into health and fitness,
Yeah.
healthy foods. So we're in a pandemic. It's quarantine. A lot of us just want to eat chips and cookies. So what advice, what advice do you give to people who are struggling with like their body and trying to eat healthy while the gyms have been closed? Cooking and staying motivated to get up and still trying to maintain their diet.
Right. I mean, for one, just know that like you're not in this by yourself. As in, like, there's countless amounts of people who are feeling the same way that you are. Don't beat yourself up too much, because it's literally a pandemic, and some people don't have jobs. Some people are fired. Some people are working from home. It's like it's a new, like, you know, thing going on. So like just slow down. I would say just slow down, take it day by day, and like, you know, make I guess like a list of things that you want to accomplish. Don't just since there's a pandemic, I'm just gonna just stop and just eat chips every single day. Just realize what's going on, and then
This advice is for me.
Okay. It's
Taking
You and
notes.
everyone feels the way you do.
Like,
I'm taking notes
realize
right now.
what's going on, and remind yourself of it every single day. Like, hey, I have a goal, but also there's this whole thing going on that, you know, could be, you know, making me like lazy or whatnot. But just pound on it every single day. You might not be fully motivated today, but you might be tomorrow. But like, make goals and then try to reach them every single day. It might be 10%, might be 20% the next day, but like, make sure that you're improving slowly. And
The advice I would give is to start small. You know, a lot of times when people want to prioritize their health and fitness, they try to get on some, you know, super strict plan or like total makeover, and like that may not be realistic because there are other things you have going on in your life. You have other priorities, dealing with the pandemic, work, family, social life, whatever it might be. So start small with some simple tasks. It could be focusing on your water intake, or getting more protein, or more vegetables. Speaking of water, or, you know, it could be, you know, doing like yoga 30 minutes, you know, every other day, or walking, you know, just one small task to apply and focus on being consistent with it so that it can develop into a habit. Habits are really important because they become a part of your lifestyle, then they become second nature. And this is something you do want to prioritize, because health and fitness has everything to do with how you function physically and mentally. And if you're functioning at your best, you're going to be able to do those other things in your life to a higher degree. So it's a positive ripple effect into all aspects of your life.
So how did you guys get into that habit? Because I mean, you guys were studying biology and had majors. Like, what made you guys like motivated to get into this industry of health and working out? Like, how did you guys become consistent with that?
It only like made sense to me. It only made sense. Just like, I see what, like, it's around you every single word that you go. So if I'm with him or know people that he know, most likely they're gonna be into what he's into too. So it's like, I see it. It's almost like a calling. You know, it's just like you're waiting for your, you know, you're just waiting to like see it or just grab it. It's just around you so much that, you know, it's like everybody. So we have a trio friend group. It's me, him, and another person called, his IG handle is Trio Lifestyle. You know, so it's like we've been around since college. We have been known for those guys that work out or eat healthy and whatnot. You know, we eat chips and cookies too.
For sure, balance and moderation.
You know,
like,
but we've been deemed those guys that like just work out and just eat, you know.
Yeah.
So it's like it only makes sense to just tap into that and grow from there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my answer. It just makes sense to me.
For you, I think the pandemic, has it been hard for you?
50-50, you know, because before the pandemic, it was like, you know, for the people who have lost their jobs, you know, there's not like an income source coming in, you know. But for the people who can work from home, they are still able to sort of order from me. You know, it's kind of hard for me to say that it's hard or it's too easy. It's like a bit of like 50-50 for me, you know, because people still want to be healthy, although like the gyms are closed, people can still work out from home, and like he's created a whole workout from home thing, you know, like so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So he is taking advantage of the pandemic, like doing the video and so.
Home workouts.
So how that's been challenging on that aspect of it?
Yeah, so I would say as a personal trainer, that in-person relationship and that in-person like input visually of being able to see your client, correct them, give them motivation and support is like an important part of that process. So replicating that virtually or online is what has not necessarily been a challenge, but something to adapt and adjust to. So learning how to still create that same experience without that in-person, you know, in-person interaction. So, yeah.
Do you feel like, you know, do you think it's better when it's in person, or
That's a good question.
you know, or has it been more you know, easier to do it virtually? Like for example, like for schools, some students are learning better at home with distant learning, but some students are more have that in-person one-on-one. So what do you feel like, has it been working?
Yeah, I feel like it's been working. And as far as is it better or worse, I would just say it's different. Like every experience is going to have its unique benefits, advantages, or limitations. So focusing on getting the most out of those benefits and advantages, so that way it's still a positive and effective experience is what I would say is a way to look at it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna dig in real quick to some tips. So like what tips would you have for individuals who are looking to lose weight while they're at home? And just give us pointers as far as food, and I want some pointers from you as far as working out.
Yeah.
As far as food, I wouldn't just say just cut out everything. You can still eat healthy and still eat whatever that you like to eat on a daily. You know, it's more so like a balance. You know, like for him, he can get into super in depth about like caloric intakes, how much that you're supposed to eat in a day to reach your your goals and stuff like that. And everybody is different. Literally, everybody's different.
Yeah.
You know, so I would say just find foods that you like, and foods that you know, there are certain foods that are deemed unhealthy and whatnot, or just, there aren't any bad foods or good foods. It's just food, you know. So you have to find ways to incorporate it into your diet and every single day. But he would get into like, you know, the part where like, you know, he would break down, you know, how much you're supposed to eat and stuff like that. But like, don't just cut out everything that, you know, people just call bad, you know, like chips and cookies. You can find ways to put it into your diet without overeating in a day and still like lose weight.
Oh,
you know.
Talk that talk.
Before we jump from, do you think people would stay away from like eating healthy because of the expensive part of eating healthy, or is it just because they don't want to?
There's certainly ways to eat healthy without going above your budget. You know, there's it's not that it just costs so much, so I'm just not gonna eat healthy anymore. Like a burger in McDonald's costs $1, but then like a almond milk is like, you know, a bit more. You know, which at times does not make sense to me. It's like, how come the healthier foods are more expensive, and then the unhealthy foods are you know, cheaper? But that shouldn't hinder you from you know, from eating healthy, quote unquote. Do you have an answer for that?
An answer for that I would say is eating healthier, you know, has a image of being more expensive because it's usually more expensive in the short term.
Right.
but it's cheaper in the long term. Whereas not eating healthy is cheaper in the short term, but more expensive in the long term. You know, Godfrey gave the example of a burger and fries being $1.
Right.
You go to the grocery store, you can get a pound of rice for $1.
Super cheap.
A pound of rice is gonna last me a week, whereas that burger and fries is one meal.
Right.
So I go to the grocery store and I get all this food, and it may cost $100. In the short term, that's a lot. That's gonna get me multiple meals a day for multiple weeks at a time.
Right.
If I were to do the same thing at a restaurant, it'd be 2-3 times the cost.
Exactly.
Now, prioritizing your health and fitness is also going to enrich your life. You're gonna have more energy to be more productive. If you're a business owner, you know, that could lead to higher revenue out of your job. Now you're making more money.
Right.
It could be less hospital visits because you're not getting sick as often. Now that's less medical bills. So it's just like that image of eating healthy there's that misconception that it's more expensive.
Right.
And in a way it can be, but there are ways to there's like tips and tricks to make it cheaper. And looking at the bigger picture, you realize that it is cheaper and it's better for you. It's an investment in yourself.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
It's an investment in yourself.
And you get the return on your investment. Yeah.
Absolutely.
And people at times don't see it as an investment in yourself, because you know people would rather spend money on other things, but it's like, yo, your health matters. You know, tomorrow's not promised for sure, but it's like we hope to live for years and years and years to come. So like do whatever you can to invest in yourself and your health and your mental health too. You know, to keep you in shape and also healthy.
So I got 2 questions before we get back to your answer.
For sure.
So on your Instagram, I see a lot of plantains. So why did you decide to incorporate plantains into your meal prep?
For one, plantain tastes really, really good. You know, I'm from Ghana. It's a staple in our diet, and I don't see it often here. Or I know people who've never had plantains before, or don't know what plantains are. When I first started, it was like, are those bananas? I'm like, no, they're from the same family, but it's just not. You know, it's one is a banana, one is a plantain. One can be seen as a fruit, one can be seen as a vegetable. So I just wanted to have something that's different that people weren't used to. But then when they tasted it, you know what, this actually, can be like a good additive to my diet for me to, to try and whatnot. So I just wanted to differentiate myself from what's already out there to find a way to add my African side onto this too, so somebody can also try it and they
Does
might
it have
like
the same nutrients as a banana? Like bananas are really good for potassium.
Yep, potassium. Yep, carbs too as well.
Okay,
And
You've been studying them?
Yeah, no, as you should. As you should.
I'm Somali and I'm
using the language.
True that. Yup.
I wanted to see if I could switch it out.
Right. Yup.
No, for sure.
Exactly.
But plantains taste good. You can have it as a main dish or as a side dish. The main macronutrient in it is carbs, and carbs are not bad for anybody that's looking. Carbs are not bad at all. There's like a whole movement saying carbs are bad, and it's not bad.
Yeah.
Now we're back to you to answer the question that
100%.
Yusra asked.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which was, I forgot the question.
Right.
A tip? Was it a tip?
He answered that. How to what tip he would give for people who are trying to lose weight.
Yep.
So you beautifully, delicately answered that. So I wanted to really quick rewind to, you mentioned mental health. So I want to touch a little bit personally with you, like how has starting a business and running a business for both of you guys, how has that been affecting you guys mentally and and on top of that, like the people that you come across, like I just want to know a little bit.
That's definitely a huge reality for me, because it's like you go from and I'm not putting up a bad thing, like just working for somebody else and now working for yourself. So it's like now you have to keep yourself accountable, because if you slack off, you see it in the outcome of what you're doing. So it can be very taxing, but it's also rewarding because you know what you're offering to people, and what value that you're bringing into the lives of people. So that in turn, like, it almost like makes up for it. Like, it takes me a lot to get out of my zone to to prep for somebody, and to now you have like 3 preps in a day, and then you have to, it takes a toll on you, but we keep each other accountable too. He might text me like, "Yo, what's up, how's it going, blah blah," and then he would tell me about his goals, and I'll tell him about my goals, and hearing about his hearing about his goals and his him reaching certain milestones just motivates me, because it's like I see somebody who's doing that, right next to me, and I can literally text or call him anytime or even FaceTime him, and that keeps my
I might have to join that trio.
For sure.
We'll definitely take you on anytime. You know,
I might have to join
honorary
that
member.
Like
Yeah.
you know, we joke all.
Fill out your application.
Like we joke, but at the same time, like we are getting older as kids. So like there's certain things that we start talking about, you know, and mental health is one of those things that we be talking about.
Yeah, I want you to touch base on that when it comes to that mental health, because I think mental health too, with working out and mental health, they all go together.
For sure.
Go together. So can you touch on that?
Yeah, I
working out.
would say health and fitness is both physical and mental, and like mindset, you know, is an important part of mental health. You know, reducing stress and anxiety is an important part of mental health, and the mind is so like important to take care of because it affects the physical, and you know, it affects your day to day, you know, your actions, you know, your productivity, all of that. So it's important to be taking care of both. And I would say for me, you know, as someone who works in the health and fitness industry, the majority of my career I was focused more on the physical side of things. I only recently started to focus and become more aware of the mental side of things. And one question a user asked was, how has it affected us, like during the pandemic? And one thing to think about is, as service providers, like we put a lot of time and energy into other people. You know, we want to give people a high quality product or
100%.
service or value, right? And putting time and energy into other people, lots of other people, it can remove from us,
100%,
right? And that could cause increase in stress, increase in anxiety, you know, and hampering our mental and physical health, right? And one thing I remind myself and I tell Godfrey is, you can't take care of other people if you don't take care of yourself.
He tells me that literally.
Right?
He tells me that. Like, I'm not kidding. He tells me that,
right?
literally.
So it's like sometimes you gotta like take a break and focus on yourself, right? Maybe it's like, all right, I'm not going to schedule this many clients today because I need to make sure I get enough sleep, or I need to make sure I get a workout in, or you don't do a meal because you need to make sure you eat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's going to boost our productivity and our ability to help other people. Even though in the short term we may think, oh, we didn't, you know, help out the extra client or we didn't get the extra meal in. Now we're more on point and more refreshed to
Very
like
true.
do that even more. So
Just to touch on that, like I would tell him, like, hey, I just can't find time to eat myself. He was like, no, you have to make time.
Make time.
Like
Yup,
not that you can't find time, but you have to make time. So that shift in like thinking helped me a lot to actually make time for myself to do certain things. Not just I just can't find time to do it, so I'm just not gonna do it. Like, no, make time in your day. Cut certain things out and then make time for yourself to be able to eat. So like I'm prepping for people, but I'm like I have not been prepping for myself for like.
For yourself.
You know what I mean? So
Does
like,
that affect your eating when you're prepping for people? Like,
it can, cause you can feel it in your moods and how you just.
Orders,
It's coming in nonstop, and I'm like a one man band. You know, slowly I'm gonna expand to more people. You know, but in the meantime, it can affect you, but it's like you gotta just like.
That was my
out.
next question.
Yeah.
What is the future for both of you guys? As far as I know, Godfrey, you're delivering right now. You're like a one-man team.
Doing it all.
Doing it all, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Where do you guys see yourselves in the next, 24 to 36 months?
24. I like that.
24.
She's
very
1
specific.
year,
Right. 2 to 3 years.
I was
But
thinking
it made it sound
20 years.
longer. It
I
made it
was like
sound
2
longer.
years.
It's a mind trick.
It does.
Right.
Makes you think, though.
Exactly. But it the word month like kind of makes it feel like a short-term action too.
Yeah.
Because
That's good.
you know, like a year sounds like a long time,
does.
but
Definitely
a month
does.
is like
You can
okay,
break it
step
down.
by step by
Exactly.
step.
So we just got our LLC, I think like 2 weeks ago or a week ago, and we're taking steps into actually finding like a legit place, to
Kitchen?
to either own or lease. I have other business partners, and I have a couple other friends who are working on apps to have rented out kitchens, so other small businesses like myself can either come in there and pay like a small fee to so they're working on the app right now, so
Nice.
it's
Don't tell them more about
right.
Right.
Working on the app. So
by the time they see it, maybe the
yeah,
done.
Right. So we're working on getting more and more legitimized and finding a place to actually call this is home. We're gonna just work from there,
So you guys plan on owning a gym and a kitchen next door?
That would be nice.
That'd be good, way to get
Lifetime,
the
like a
both
little cafe
best of both
Yeah.
worlds.
Yeah.
Exactly,
We'll
because then you
definitely
have everything you need, right?
100%.
Both training and nutrition are important.
Yeah.
So if they're all in the same
Yeah.
place,
I like this.
yeah,
Like, we-
yo.
Hey, he's
He'll
He's
just
reg-
about to leave eating tacos.
Right,
Join
motivated,
that
right.
The super cool thing about it is that like I've recommended people to his services and he's recommended people to my services,
That's-
and
that's
those
how we
people
like
go
this.
hand in hand because you know you have the diet part and then you have to like the fitness part,
Yeah.
which to me they like a perfect marriage to me. So like
Exactly.
it just makes sense there where I just had to have him here with me because it just made sense to me.
Respect
Well, I'm
that. I
happy
respect
that
that.
you
Yeah.
did. This
Yeah.
definitely was more successful. No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I love how you put the tabs believe in yourself and Twin City. So how do you find? I know you guys said that you guys referred to each other, but both of you guys how do you cater? How do you? What makes you different? There's a lot of meal services, a lot of physical trainers. How do you cater to your people?
For me personally, so far it's been word of mouth, and I've had people who've tried, not to knock down on anybody's business,
Yeah.
they've tried other meal prep services, and it's just not what they expected it to be. So they either refer themselves to me or they refer other people to me. So it's been word of mouth and constant advertising, me posting it up or people posting it. So he shared my page on his page, and based off that people have contacted me about that, and likewise too.
Yeah.
So I don't see myself as just like a one man. Of course I said one man, but I'm not
Right.
it's
Right.
it's a whole team. So
Support system. Exactly.
But to add on to the question, so personal advertising and the word of mouth. People who literally I've met in person who tried it and tell other people about it to try it too as well.
I personally have tried
Definitely.
Godfrey's meals
Yeah.
and I've ordered and I liked it. And one thing I can say that's unique for me is I like all the options that you give me. Like me, I'm the opposite. I'm trying to gain weight, and so you help incorporate what foods and what nutritions to eat when I'm trying to gain weight and all that. And so I know a lot of people have asked me about you, and I know people have followed you from my page. So it's exciting. I like that people can pass the word by word of mouth, and I think the way I met you was I think either I reached out to you and then you reached back out to me for the second time, and so that was the nice thing. So I think the confidence that you have is amazing. It's good. I mean, not being afraid of anyone saying no, I don't want it. Just you trying is very important. So I admire that.
I'll ask the same question to you.
Yeah.
So how do you get yourself out there?
Yeah, so I would say social media is a really big platform and opportunity for networking and exposure. We live in an information age where everybody's on their phone, everybody's connected to multiple social media platforms, and information is spread so quickly, So what I do is I use my social media for a mix of education, motivation, and inspiration. And because health and fitness is important, people see that and it kind of sticks in a way, and like Godfrey said, through word of mouth, through sharing, through social media engagement, that has really helped with both networking and exposure. And then just within our communities and our in-person networks, a friend tells a friend that tells a friend, right?
Definitely that.
If I know 10 people and they each know 10 people and they each know 10 people, that spider web just goes
Endless,
even further out, and it's wild how quickly it spreads. So yeah,
I love it.
I know a lot of people are going to be watching this, and they're going to be wondering how. So you guys can be reached out on social media.
Yeah,
social media as well.
Exactly.
So we'll definitely post you guys' social medias and everything. So, I don't have any more questions to you.
Well, that plantains.
Yeah, eat some, try some.
Wait,
This
I
is
have
eat and
a
talk,
question
right?
For you guys. How did you come about collaborating together? Who came up with the idea? How did you get this far?
Let's hear your story.
To take it to this level.
We have a video coming out that's gonna share that. But,
Okay, cool.
Me
Sneak
and
peek.
Gilbert, we work together.
Yeah.
We both worked at a financial institution together, and we've been talking about this for a while. I love to eat. He loves to eat.
Gotcha.
We love to talk. We decided to
Eat and talk.
Eat and talk. Makes sense.
Right,
We
like
really
that.
wanted a platform though for individuals like you guys, people who are having startup businesses, people to just have, like, a safe space to have conversations.
Gotcha.
And we thought there's no, in my culture, we love to talk over food. That's how we come together. We have meals and different things, and then that's when all of our conversations come together.
Gotcha.
And I think similar with Gilbert as
Yeah, and
well.
she said it all, and then to highlight the fact that you guys, you know, it's more like inspiring other people. I just feel like we have, like we were talking off camera earlier about how we all have to come together.
Exactly.
Exactly.
A lot of people are gonna watch this and they're gonna want to start meal prepping.
Gotcha.
They're gonna want to try to get into fitness. So just to have that platform that you guys can, you know, share your success story with. You guys are a trio. So people are gonna be inspired by that.
Right, for sure.
Right. Coming soon for sure.
Right.
So we do appreciate you guys for coming.
Yeah,
I
thank you guys
it
so
Yeah, we
much
appreciate
for
the
coming.
opportunity. It was a good
Great
conversation,
time.
and
What we like to do is we like to, like, our plan is to touch base.
Gotcha.
Like in a year from now, just to see where you
Gotcha.
guys are at.
Right.
So
That's cool.
we're
Love to have you
gonna
guys
reach out to us.
back.
We'd love to have you guys back. This was really
that
fun.
would be really
So
cool.
we'll share your page on our channel and
Much
everything. So
appreciated.
look out. So
Sounds
thank you guys
good.
for
Thank
coming.
you.